All right, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to episode 2 of A Table Talk. This is me, Hypergraphia, opening with a joke. And now to our other table talkers tonight.
Lady says.
And
Corey.
It was a good joke, babe.
or also known as King Size to his
that.
followers and family.
Lovers.
His mother nicknamed him King Size at a very young age. The circumcision didn't take. Anyway, guys, we got quite a show for you tonight. We all have some ideas of stuff to talk about, but this does have the potential to possibly be getting winged as well. So, anybody want to throw a topic at the board? Maybe we should just get a dart board for topics and
That's a good idea.
Throw a dart.
Because I'll injure myself.
That's true.
Well, no, we'll get it far away enough so... Right, you'll find some
all
way.
All you do is throw harder.
You guys ever played darts? Like, darts or pool? I mean, dude, like, I know, like, me, I used to throw a lot of darts, so, like, I don't much anymore, but pool was always a big game for me because, like, you know, as soon as I turned 21, like, me and Ryan, we used to fucking go to the bar all the time and sing karaoke, and so, like, I learned how to decently play pool, but what about you guys?
Dad, go ahead.
Me?
So, yeah.
Oh, I'm keeping a fucks tally, so that's 2 for the show today.
Fox
But-
tally.
Oh, right, that's 3
Well,
now.
I mean, you also said it when you were telling us what the tally was, so you have to do 4.
No, I did.
You
I did.
said it.
Yeah, so that was 3.
Is it a show total of fucks, or is it just
No, just how many we
per
say it.
person?
Just how many times we say it.
Yeah, overall, I think is a good,
Yeah, we're
good
just-
measure.
I
we're
just
not
I
gonna
just
nail
wanted
it.
to
Anybody can
try
throw
this.
one in there at any time.
We're getting nailed, or not getting nailed down who's doing what. You lost us the sponsorship. What sponsorship? Shut up.
But I did play darts when I was like 12, and I was at my grandma's, and her friend had a dartboard, and like I was bad with it, but you know, Ray humored me and he played darts with me and stuff. So that was a really fun time, but like other than that, I've never played darts.
No, what about pool?
Yeah,
A little bit?
a little bit. I'm not too good at that though.
Not too keen on it? When did you learn to play pool?
About the same time.
Yeah, like 12, 13.
Yeah.
What about you, Corey? What about you, King Size?
Dad was a heavy pool player, and he taught me enough to make him not feel bad about winning. Darts, we did a little bit of competitive darts at my buddy's house when I roomed with him, but that's going to quickly divulge into a conversation about scars.
Whoa.
Right? It was,
That turned dark quick.
hi, it's me. Welcome back.
We're playing a fun game of darts.
Hello,
Well,
darkness,
this
my old
scar was
friend.
from...
Pretty
I've
much.
come to scar you once again.
Jesus.
Oh.
Happy memories, Corey. Come
Right,
on.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Just
I
kidding.
walk into a black, empty room. Ta-da! Happy memories.
It reminds me of like the Family Guy where like Peter's like at Bed Bath and Beyond and he like finds Beyonce. He's like, yeah, and then it's like, oh, there are the what is it? Like?
Coffee mugs.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite cutaways.
I think that's like a really old one. I feel like that was way earlier on in the season. You know, it's crazy to think that show's still going on and just like how much of a fucking hello, everything all right there? You got that paranoid look of frenzy in your eyes.
Sorry, I heard a beep.
Actually, what's really
that's
funny
the
is
thing
this
downstairs.
dryer.
Oh, I thought it was outside. And
It's like this morning, Serena told me that she had texted you about the one small turkey getting out of the pen, and you were like, shotguns in my room. That's terrible.
That's a Corey answer.
That's exactly what I thought. As I chuckled to myself at the table, drinking coffee, like, that's exactly, there's the gun, just end it. Thankfully, it didn't fucking go too far.
The gun or the turkey?
Both.
So do we want to jump right into...
Let's get right into...
Well, since we're on dark topics, we can... I liked what we were talking about before.
Yeah, we can...
About Roseanne before we talked ourselves out.
Oh, well, we didn't really talk ourselves out on it. I wanted to briefly touch on it because, like, it was something that I just saw, and it's obviously, like, something that's now just happening in the news, but, you know, you watched it with me, Serena. What did you think? Like, I mean, does it seem genuine to you? Because it's, like, definitely coming out as her apology. I mean, just the fact that, you know, she's just basically saying she didn't know the person that she was talking about was white. Or
You know,
was black. I'm
when
sorry.
when I saw that, she did look like she was having some sort of breakdown,
She did.
or like she's having some sort of like mental issue, because like she was just screaming, like it was unwarranted, like, you know what I
She's
mean?
probably catching a lot of flack from
But
it,
that's
you know?
her, like, she made her tweet, and then she made it worse by tweeting more, and then no matter what she does, she's just making it worse, and she's making herself look bad.
Right.
Her saying that she thought that woman was white, I think, is bullshit, because obviously when you look at her, she doesn't look white. You know what I mean? Like, you can't just say, I thought she was white, and try to recant on your tweet. Like, she's kind of a piece of shit. And, like, I didn't used to think that about her, but, like, as she's, like, more in the light and everything, it shows what kind of person she really is.
Well,
and that's just really shitty.
See, like, I just think, like, it shouldn't even, you know, like, it's cool that she's apologizing now, but it just seems like kind of like almost like I'm playing the victim now, because it's like, oh, all this shit's coming down on me. But, like, I just think that these days you really can't go at anybody. You know what I mean? If, like, you have, like, influence or pull with any group or audience of people, like, you have to be very careful how you pick your battles.
Well,
you know what I
like,
mean? You can't just throw shit out there and not expect people just to retaliate.
What she said, though, was, like, totally, like, inappropriate, like, 9th grade fucking school. Like, you know what I mean? Like, who actually goes on to Twitter and be like, this person looks like a monkey? Like, really? Like, you're 50 plus years old and you're making, like, these quote unquote jokes in, like, everyone knows who you are. It's not like you're, like, not a nobody making this tweet because you're angsty or whatever. Like, I don't know. Like,
right, like
they have a
Facebook
responsibility. You know what I mean? Like, her playing the stupid card and then, like, oh, I got in trouble because I voted for Donald Trump has nothing to do with her tweet. It's, like, left field. It's like, I'm going to pull out anything else that I can see.
Something to shoulder the blame on.
Exactly.
What do you think, though, Corey? Because like, you haven't even seen the video. You're kind of like,
well, I've honestly
outside looking in.
Heard, well, you know, well, you may not know, but most people know. Nice. That I try to stay away from the news and current events just because it's so effing depressing. No, fucking depressing. Put one on the board. That I just try to stay away from it. I listen to my music, I listen to my comedy, and that's that. But I have been hearing about Roseanne Barr's rant, insanity for about 2 weeks now, and
I've word for it.
Heard a lot of the one clip that keeps playing in my head is I didn't know the bitch was black, or I thought the bitch was white. I thought the bitch was white. I'm like, well, that's a good way to really drive home that you're sincere about feeling bad about it.
That's what I mean by
it's like not even the fact that she feels bad about it. It's the fact that, like,
she got in trouble.
And also in her own, if that's true, then she obviously got misinterpreted too.
Either way, it's a stupid quote unquote joke. You shouldn't be making that about anybody anyway.
I feel celebrities should have a Twitter.
Well, like, she has this show, and, like, I've heard that she's gotten in trouble before with her tweets. You'd think she'd, like, try to be nice.
She strikes me as the type that would, yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, hey, I have this show, like, Roseanne again, 2.0, whatever, came back. Let's not step on any toes. Like, that would be, you know, most...
Well, go ahead, Corey.
I kind of respect that somebody's got the sack, although it be her. I don't want to see her sack.
No.
Is
Kathy Bates.
It's
like a lump of clay.
I'm not molding that lump of clay.
Neither did God.
Anyway, I'm glad somebody's got the stones to be edgy enough to take on the not just worry about offending people. Offense happens. People get offended every day. That's life. It's
True.
just how you deal with it. Obviously, yeah, if you're out there on some mass social media being racist, sexist, stuff like that, yeah. Now, the whole I voted for Trump and everyone hates me because of that. Well, there's a lot of people that are offended over elections. That's as old as elections.
Actually, though, this kind of makes me think it'd be a nice segue too, because like what I was thinking is like earlier when you brought up like the news and how depressing it is and stuff, like if you think about it, like again, not to even defend her or whatever, but so much from actors and actresses is taken out of context these days in order to sensationalize a story, or you know what I mean, like that to me is also part of why you can't watch the news. Like you said, it's like super sad and depressing, but at the same time, like a lot of it is just dreck. It's just garbage. You know what I mean? And like it's just like what they need to hype up to you to make it seem important and catch your attention. And I mean, it's like anything. It's almost like clickbaity titles on YouTube. You know what I mean? It's like, we got this story, we got the inside scoop, somebody says something. And that is personally why I don't like the news and don't watch the news, because like they present it as fact and truth, but it's so skewed and like, you know, bought and sold disinformation.
Hate sells. I mean, that's the biggest thing is hate sells.
Especially this day and age.
And everybody loves to hate, as much as no one wants to admit it. That's why you click on something, because you either take issue with it or you absolutely love it. I'm scrolling through YouTube right now just to find one of those covers that promote something that's obviously fake, just to get you to clickbait. That's the word I'm looking for.
Yeah, it definitely is.
Like these big ass red arrows, stuff like that.
Yeah, stuff that doesn't even show up in the video.
Yeah, stuff that doesn't exist. Okay, I'm done with YouTube. That's the
Mandela effect?
No. No! No, it was a boxer with cauliflower.
We'll fucking tread that water around episode 10 or so.
Right. When we can lose Corey.
So what were you... Didn't you also have a couple ideas, Lady Sass, for ideas of stuff to talk about?
Stuff and things.
I mean, we all kind of had a few ideas. Like I said, we're trying not to stay on one topic for too long. Was that Poppy Harlow?
PewDiePie?
Pewds is like right outside the window.
Creeping.
Mm-hmm.
Well, all I wanted... I wanted to talk about how I have like a very, very mild case of misophonia, and that's like basically certain sounds will irritate me or like will just enrage me.
And, I have that too.
And that's
See, I don't really have that.
It's when it's like people chewing really
loudly.
I
was just gonna
Or
you also hate like if I'm eating cereal or something and my like spoon scrapes
God.
the bowl. Oh god, see that doesn't bother me because like I'm just focused on the food, man.
Yeah, but I mean
the sound has never bothered me. Like I mean even like the nails on the chalkboard or like people like rubbing their hands over plat, like that's never really bothered me.
I was gonna mention other things that trigger that is like high heels that walk on like tile or marble.
Like the click.
The
really?
click, yeah, it's
really?
Yep. And I hate the sound of other people kissing. I hate it. Like
yeah, it can be a lot because it just sounds like wet.
Yeah, because it's like the eating like. Yeah, I was just like, ugh, I can't stand it.
See, I don't have any noises that I like hate or that trigger me in that regard. What about you, Corey?
Because there's certain people talking.
It kind of like makes me think of how like before this podcast we were talking about pet peeves. That kind of strikes me as like a pet peeve, but to the point where it's like a phobia. Like I mean, if we were to talk about phobias, like I'm sure we all have one.
It's not a phobia
I'll
though.
give you her name in a minute.
But it's misophobia.
No, misophonia.
Phonia. I kept thinking you were saying with a B.
No, it's
misophonia.
It translates to like hatred of sound or something along those lines. Like
sounds about right.
But, on the flip side of that, I wanted to talk about ASMR and how certain ASMR is very relaxing.
See,
but
I don't get that out of ASMR either.
Well, ASMR, like there's so many different types that it's a great area when it comes to me. Like, you know how I hate the whole like food chewing and lip smacking and stuff. Stop. ASMR can be the same way. It can be like, oh, this is awesome. Or like, oh my god, please stop.
Right. Again, that's just normal people interaction with me. Like,
I mean,
okay,
like,
go just kill yourself.
I've watched like ASMR stuff and like seen like virtual like barbershop or getting your hair cut, like someone shuffling a deck of cards and playing with them, but like in the same way that nothing drives me to hate a sound, nothing really drives me to love a sound either, because like I've watched all sorts of different ASMR, and I never really get the feeling of what they say, like that feeling.
Tingle.
The tingle that you're supposed to get when you watch it. The only time
tingle right now.
The only time I really get those tingles, like honestly, is like when I'm listening to certain kinds of dubstep. Like honestly, that for me would be ASMR.
I get that with music.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just you feel good. Mm-hmm. ASMR is pretty new to me. I mean, until you kind of were talking about the quiet talk, something I can't do. I honestly thought ASMR was a sexual thing, a subgenre of Pornhub or something.
It's where somebody ties you up and whispers into your ear like, "You fucking feeling it? You fucking feeling that right now? Oh God!"
I couldn't do.
That's ASMO.
Active. If I tried, you'd have
active
tinnitus.
Sexual mouth orgasms.
My favorite type.
ASMO.
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 Done.
ASMO. I blew my load to ASMO. What did I say? Active sexual mouth orgasms. Boom! I've invented a new genre.
That's how it is. Boom.
I've invented a new genre of YouTube video. I'm just gonna get out there and be like, "No, you fucking like that shit. You fucking nasty."
It almost
little slut."
pisses me off.
You dirty fucking scandalous bitch.
Also, I've lost count of the fuck counter, so
I knew it.
Warm up,
there was no point to have a fuck counter. Oh my god.
Well,
but that's crazy. That also makes me think of like,
off.
what if ASMR, because of the tingle, I wonder if there are certain people that like a certain sound will actually make them orgasm, like, or just fucking go, you know what I mean? Like, maybe for some people, I mean, think about it, you're basically getting like this positive feedback of like, ooh, like that's nice to get the tingle, like, ooh, that makes my brain feel good, but like, could there be a sound, like almost like there's a South Park episode where like they're trying to hit the brown note and make everybody shit themselves, like, and there are probably like frequencies or sounds that could fucking do that to you, like make you cream and just.
I think if you think about it enough, anything, you can make anything.
Well, I don't know, but I'm just saying like without even having to.
That would be great.
Well, I'm saying you think about anything long enough and just like.
It smells like fish.
You eventually got to do something yourself about it. Is there anything that? Yeah, I'm just saying like. No, I don't know, like.
Did you have any like favorite ASMR like sounds that you like?
Again, it's all new to me. I'm actually, it just now hit me as mainstream. I know I've heard ASMR videos.
It's becoming big.
It's in a GD commercial now. Like, I think it's a Subway commercial or a bank
Really?
commercial.
Oh my god.
Where it's just like, try our new. I think it's a savings account. I can't even whisper enough to even. I'm not doing anything for anyone over here.
Try our new savings account now with 10% interest, you filthy bitch. That's
not ASMR anymore.
I still can't get off the ASMO, dude. Like, just fucking watching so like 15 minutes like, oh yeah, you're gonna let it go. Oh, you filthy fucking little pigly.
Whoa.
Ah! Sounds are nice, though.
Sounds can
Some
be nice.
sounds are. Some are enraging.
By that token, can you guys imagine what it would be like to go through life deaf? Like, to never be able to actually fully hear sound and, like, appreciate sound?
Again, I imagine it would just be, like, tinnitus all
That...
the time. Overwhelming tinnitus.
Really? Because, like, I don't think for, like, deaf people, I don't think it rings. You know, when I think
Well,
of tinnitus, I occasionally, like, for some reason, I think it's just, like, the music that I listen to in my life, but occasionally I'll catch, like, a ring that comes in. You know what I mean? It comes and it fades.
Oh, I know what you mean.
But yeah, I just can't imagine hearing complete silence all the time, like, everything being mute, like, sound.
Well, that's what I think. It'll be, because with tinnitus is... Like right now, I'm not getting the ringing. That's just because it's out of my mind.
It ebbs and flows.
But when I go to bed, if I don't put on something, a fan, it's just deafening. And
really?
I imagine the silence of being deaf would be deafening.
How do you have tinnitus already?
Because he's around machines all the time. Heavy, loud
machines.
Well,
you used to be.
Can you say that a little more sexual?
Heavy. a little more H in that.
Oh, you want me to get a little heavy lifting for you? Oh.
Anyway.
I just see Corey in like a Speedo at work, like, oh, you need me to drop down and get that?
What is wrong with you?
Slap someone.
You don't need it for
Stop looking at me! It's not because I'm dressed
Yeah,
this
they're
way.
Daisy Dukes, but I'm a slut.
Oh my god, I can't even imagine. Daisy Dukes and driving a truck. How about like, hey?
Oh my god. The conversation I had with the police officer yesterday about things that he's seen pulling truck drivers over.
Oh, I bet.
Oh.
Truck drivers are disgusting.
Well, they're weird.
I hate me.
They're weird people.
I'll be right back.
They're weird people. I mean, like, not always necessarily, but I mean, like, you're constantly on the go and on the road, and like,
you've got to always find the new way of dealing with being lonely.
I was just gonna say, there's got to be a lot of sexual frustration there. I mean, you know.
I mean, I only did that for a year.
But you always hear those weird stories about, like, people at, like, truck stops or whatever getting all, just getting weird and, like, what are you doing? You gonna be here for the night? Wanna bunk up?
Not anymore.
Sunk my trunk in his bunk. Do you think it means anything to them?
I bet you it does.
Just walk away with a tear in your eye from the cab.
Oh, who else can we piss off tonight?
Oh, God. Oh, my God. That is fucking hilarious.
We pissed off racist truck drivers.
Aren't they synonymous? I'm just kidding. I'm
laughing.
My God. Oh, God. Fuck.
For most of them that I know, you are right.
That film right there. I don't care who you are.
Wait, we lost the topic
we
now.
Lost a lot.
We never had a topic.
We had a topic.
Scrambling for one.
No, we had one.
Well, then let's go back to one. We got the news. We got
the news.
We got the news. You got the juice, baby.
This is.
What did you want to talk about,
You
Corey?
throw something out there. I mean, just give us a jumping off point. Or give Corey one. He needs to jump off.
All right, talk about your remedies. Talk about your home remedies.
Yeah, with love.
Yeah, that's something I did want to touch on. Is
touches.
Range home remedies. Like, my personal favorite is to go curl up on the...
What are you doing?
He's making curls in his hair. Is to go curl
I'm
up.
listening.
I'm listening with fun times. Put your hands in your pockets. Never mind, you'll diddle yourself.
Anyway, home remedies. Hit it.
You are too wound tonight, and I am not wound enough.
The coffee.
He had like 6 cups
so
today.
Much coffee. I used to drink so much coffee though, and like if I'm seriously trying to cut like soda out of my diet completely.
That doesn't seem great.
It doesn't, but
because
I mean,
you're like,
but I still need something for the caffeine buzz. I've realized is like I have had a crushing headache for 2 days, and I realize it's because I'm not getting the caffeine and the sugar we used to
little
get.
amounts. Don't just be like, no soda.
Well, no, see, because I think I can do it, like, as long as I have, because, like, usually soda I use for the caffeine. So if I'm just drinking coffee, like, that's, at least it's like a diuretic. It seems a little healthier. I know a lot of people don't like coffee. I'm a huge coffee drinker.
Why don't you try tea? Tea has
See,
a lot of caffeine.
I'm not big on tea. Like, even the darkest tea, like, to me, it doesn't
Still
even...
won't touch my soul.
Yeah, like, pales in comparison. Like, it's not even... I don't know. Tea to me is just, it's not a good enough substitute. Coffee, I'm all about it. I think it was because, like, I started drinking it at a very young age. Like, when I was 17 or 18, I was actually a barista at a coffee shop. And it was actually one of my most favorite jobs ever. Like,
really?
Honestly. Yes.
Why?
Let's talk about that. Let's talk about our favorite jobs ever. No, seriously, being a barista, I don't know, it was really fun. Like, maybe it's a different experience depending on, like, location and stuff like that, but I always had great customers, super nice, a lot of regulars, a lot of like people would come in and tip you if you did your job well, and like I always did. And I got really interested in coffee, like different roasts and like how to make like, you know, frappa lattes that they make at like your given place or whatever, how you mix it down with the espresso and like the sugar and fucking like I don't know.
Where
like,
were you? Was it down here or was it up in
It was actually up in Flint. It was off of it was their VG's. There was a coffee beanery right inside, and I'm trying to think. It was off of Corunna Road, is what it is actually. That's where my dad used to live growing up, because we lived off of Bristol.
Huh.
We lived right across from the airport.
So was it just always the go or the people or the
It was a mix of everything. Honestly, I think it was also the fact that I worked alone. You know what I mean? Like And as long as I did my job and I did it well, nobody ever, you know what I mean? Like, my boss, I barely saw my boss, and, like...
I know what you mean.
Oh, I loved working alone. Like, being able to be creative and interact with people, but at the same time, not having anybody, like, stepping over my toes or, like, watching over my shoulder was, like, the best thing. It was, you know, making samples for different people to try. It was so much fun.
I mean, that is what I hated about retail. I know this is things we love, but that is a job that I hated was retail. The only thing that was nice is... we'll stop there. I hated always being monitored, what you're doing, where you at.
Yep, exactly.
It's nice to have freedom.
The over your shoulderness, the micromanaging-ness of, like, having a team leader.
Right. I got to make a name for myself because I'm the youngest manager.
Right. What about...
I was just going to say, if you guys hate micromanaging and always having leader, never join the Army because that's all that's about.
Yeah, there's no way I could. My grandpa, like, threatened me. I remember one time when I was really young and, like, I went an extra year of high school because I failed out my senior year, and then my dad, like, totally pushed me. He's like, you're finishing. He's like, you're going back for your 5th year of school and you're getting it done. So I took it seriously for 1 year, but there was a point in that year where I almost failed, and my grandpa, who would drive me back and forth because I didn't have a car at the time, I was probably still like 18 or 19, but he took me to like a fucking military recruitment place, and he's like, I'm gonna drag you in there. He's like, I will drag you in there and fucking sign you up if you don't fucking turn your shit around. And I was like, this is fucked up, man. I was like, this is some fucked up shit, man. Because I have never been against the military, but I would not function well in the military. I know I wouldn't, you know what I mean? And it would make it suck.
It's hard.
It is. No, absolutely.
It's easier when you're younger, and it gets more harder when you go in at a later age.
Oh, I'm sure.
Right.
Oh, I'm absolutely sure. Because young, I mean... Well, like, I would say more against that more. It's like when you're old, like, you become more set in your ways.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It becomes harder to change anything, so... Somebody making
go up here and scrape manure power. Drop and give me 20!
Nope, dude.
I'm 65. 30!
Yeah. I knew I could never do the military. Like, there was a time I kicked it around and stuff, even thinking about it. And, like, you know, something in, like, computers or, like, because I was always actually pretty smart in school. It was just, like, being smarter than school, you know what I mean? Like,
right.
It's just, like, and it's stupid to say that, but, like, when I was very young, I took, like, more advanced classes. So by the time I was in high school, I was actually learning stuff I kind of learned in, like, middle and end of middle. And it was just boring. Like, I stopped caring about school.
That's a lot of it. I feel I disengaged myself because it was just monotonous. This is all repetition. It just, I mean, for sure with high school, not my senior year. What's the one before senior? Sophomore?
Junior.
Yep. I'll figure it
out. You'll get there.
We jump back 2 years, we jump up a year.
Well, I was great in school until my junior year. And then it just became repetitive and just book reports and stupid stuff like that. Like, what good is this? Screw it, I'm skipping.
That's honestly why I didn't really do well in college either, because I tried to do Washtenaw for a little bit down here. Like, I probably tried to go to college 3 times, and, like, every time it just strikes me as, like, high school that I'm paying for. You know, that sounds ridiculous, and, like, I mean, you can really make a go of it. Like Lady Sass is doing some awesome things in college right now, but again, it's just not for me. Like, I go there and I listen and I'll note, and it's still just. And I think for a lot of people, like, the difficulty comes in, like, at the same time you're going to college, you usually also have to work a job. You know what I mean? Like, to sustain yourself, and, like, that was the hardest part for me. Is, like, when I went to Washtenaw, the brief stint that I did there, like, I loved my film class. Like, I actually learned a lot about film in it. But at the same time, I was working at that restaurant, the Crepe, at the same time, and it became impossible to balance the two. So, like, school just right out the window.
Right.
Because I needed a living. I needed sustenance. And
well, like, no matter what you want to do in life, there's a lot of bullshit you got to get through. Because you go to high school and you deal with all the high school bullshit.
Right.
You know, you deal with the cliques and the bullies, and you survive that. And then you go to college.
I did okay.
You go to college, you're thinking it's different. It is different, like, environmentally. Like, you're not dealing with, like, bullies and You know, that is in the past, but you still...
Now the professors are the bullies.
you still have to do the educational thing, and if you can get through that, if you can get basically through 2 or 3, 4 more years of schooling, you can get a pretty good degree. It just really depends on the person and how much more bullshit they can... Because, like, when you're going to high school, you don't have that choice. You have to put up with it. Because college is a choice now, people are like, fuck that, I'm not even going to do that. But I'm saying if you could stick it out, it's more beneficial for you.
My argument is it?
Yeah.
I mean, they in high school, you and I went to high school together. They've just, I mean, especially in our high school, because college was essentially free if we jumped through their hoops. If we were their show ponies, they'd give us more schooling. They pushed college really hard, and, you know, it's your saving grace. You're going to make 6 figures a year. If you don't go to college, you're not going to amount to anything. You're going to be a piece of shit heroin addict.
Like, when we were growing up, I feel like our generation was, like, the stop of, you have to go to college in order to get a good job. Because that's not true anymore. Right, like, because...
they really pushed it on us in middle school.
Well, that...
kind of, like, whoa there.
That's what I mean, though. Like, I feel like as we were getting out of high school and people were pushing for college, I feel like that wasn't like a necessary thing like it was like back in, I don't know, like 1960s or something, where it's like you go to high school and then you go to college. Like now, a lot of people don't even go to college anymore. Like, you know what I mean? It's not like a pressurized, or it's not putting it on you to do this thing.
Right.
That, you know.
I still feel it's almost a conspiracy theory, like, we get to jack up our rates in college and talk everybody into going. So all these people live these extravagant lives as professors and whatever the other staff of a college is. I've spent a lot of time in one. You know, they can keep doing it. I really think, like, that's a lot of it. Granted, you do have better positions. Everything's escaping me at the moment. But you do have more opportunities. Yeah. But at the same time, like, registered nurse was super pushed on so many girls in our, and guys in our class, and dental assistant, stuff like that, and then now those fields are so overcrowded that you can't get the job, or you have to be something outstanding and take
that. I feel like that's within
pay.
A lot of.
Oh, for sure. EMT's the same way.
This is kind of off topic or off subject, but I guess in the vein of colleges. But like yesterday, I was driving the car and I was just thinking, like, how weird would it be if like a college, just like for publicity or like to get their name out there, a little bit of fame or recognition, like, wouldn't it be crazy if like they gave away like full scholarships and like a raffle or as like a radio prize or something? Like, I don't know what made me think that, but like, wouldn't that be? Do they do that? Like,
I don't think they do.
That's
a great idea.
I mean, that is such a good idea for like a college to get publicity. It's like, it's just like you can get a full, you know, and it would be so minuscule for them probably, because like you guys said, at the rates that they're like funneling in money,
right? They
could absolutely do a promotion and be like, you know, apply.
I gotta nod louder for the microphone.
And not as loud as you can. Everybody listening at home, not as loud as you can. I just thought it'd be a crazy idea though, and just like it would gain a lot of traction. It seems cheesy, but man,
I feel that it would quickly be shut down by
government
employers or other colleges. Like, well, yeah, you're giving away a degree. You're
making us look bad.
Right. You're so unknown. You're so not respected that you
college
give away.
Professors like waiting for people in alleys. Like, yeah, you muscling in on a business.
Right.
Well, you're giving away this free scholarship. You're giving away a free tooth.
That's exactly what it feels like to me. Is like college is just like you're nothing without an education, but really
they all kind of work together.
What I mean, in my opinion. Education's good.
Well, I mean, isn't that what gas stations do, though? Like, if they're right across from each other, don't they competitively drop price? Like, not to compare a college to a gas station.
No, I just had to make that leap. But yes. No, it's whoa.
Whoa there.
No, you're correct, they do. I feel that colleges help push the stigma that without a 4-year degree that you're useless.
Yeah, that's
I think
true.
they really what's the movement now? The work smart not hard idea, and then how people are shaming janitors, parking lot attendants, stuff like that, plumbers, people that physically work are being shamed by people that
think they're
work office jobs or because they have the education.
Where is this happening?
It's even as a kid, I've heard other people. Oh, you don't want to grow up and be a plumber.
I see
You don't
what you
want to
mean.
grow up and be. Yes.
Oh.
Is there a fireworks show going on in front of you?
With our little hamster.
Whee!
Throw another fireworks show for the hamster.
Woohoo!
No, I was just saying, like, we're hitting
That's
mark.
fine.
I was just saying.
Yeah.
That was all.
We can go over.
I'm
touch.
sorry. I was just trying to tell us where we were at.
I don't know what that meant.
Cut.
Anyways.
No.
Let's be done with that.
When
I was.
Came the time.
K.O.
But yeah, I've met a lot of people that aren't college educated, and they are smarter than so many of these people that are coming out of college. Experience to me is the best teacher. I'm not saying don't go to college, do what you want. I really don't want a doctor that didn't go to college. Be like, yeah, let's do a heart transplant. What'd you
we'll
major
see
in?
what happens.
Art.
I didn't go to your traditional college.
I am gonna turn your intestines into Picasso.
I dropped out of high school and started painting lines in the parking lot, and I saw this doctor's space, and he died, so I just took his coat.
Can you imagine, like, a fucking plastic surgeon that specialized in art and, like, Picasso? And you, like, come out of his fucking clinic with, like, your 2 eyes on the side of your face.
That's like idiocracy come to life. I'm different. Yes, you are.
Can you imagine if people look like Picasso paintings? Maybe there is a realm or a domain where they exist.
Oh, don't show it to me because I'm tempted to put a gun in my mouth. I'll show you Picasso. Oh, sorry. Too much.
That was more Full Metal Jacket than Picasso.
I also think with the whole college thing that, especially for me, like, I wasn't really ready for college as soon as I was out of high school, but I was, like, pressured to go to college and do something. But it didn't take me until I was, like,
30?
27 or 26. I think I was 27 to actually go back to college and be like, okay, this is what I want to do. So with college, like I said, you gotta put up with the bullshit for a little bit, but then you also have to realize, like, when you want to do it. When is the right time that you are okay with dealing with the bullshit? You know what I mean? Because
I'm never ready.
And some people aren't, but I'm just saying, like,
I agree. I feel they push it on us, Jesus.
Us.
I'm so old.
All angsty.
They push it on kids way too young. You know, decide what you want to do with the rest of your life. Get to school, figure it out. You know, in your 4 years of schooling, you may cracking myself up. In your 4 years of school, career may change. You may have kids. I hear that happens a lot at college. You don't know. You're 17, 18, 19 years old trying to decide what you're going to do for a career for the next 50 years. 45. Well, I mean, 2022 and you retire at 65.
I do agree with Corey, though, about it being pushed at, like, a very young age. Because, like, I remember I actually grew up, before I ever moved to Clio, I lived in Davison, Michigan, until I was, getting out of 7th grade. And, like, even in 7th grade before I moved, like, Clio was a lot more laid back and lax, but Davison was a very uppity community. It was a money community, and, like, they taught me even in 7th grade, like, how to have a mini stock portfolio, like, how to invest in stocks and bonds very young. And I mean, I was like, at the time, it's good to have that knowledge, but it's like, it's so young that you're ingraining that as, like, You probably could make money doing that, but they make it seem important, just like college. It's like you need to have a mini stock portfolio, you know what I mean? And it pushes...
Start your retirement hedge fund at 8.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's ridiculous how early they're really making kids think about this
That's
stuff.
what, I mean, do you remember? I know you went to Mott with me. Every year they'd, like, what are you good at? Make you take a test online, and then select 10 careers that might be a good idea for you to mull over.
Well, was it kind of like those things that, like, when you're applying at a job or whatever, it's like, how, you know, like, given this situation, you know, do you strongly agree or strongly disagree? Isn't it kind of like that?
Yeah.
I think some of it was.
And then they kind of, like, line you up with something that's like, well, you might be good as this.
Yeah, go talk to your guidance counselor about this.
Mm-hmm.
Well, a guidance counselor doesn't want to talk about truck driving.
Well, see, it was kind of the same for me because actually, like, very young, I wanted to be a radio DJ. I was like, that would be such a fun job. And that was never, like, an option, you know? Right. A lot of people are like, oh, well, then you have to pursue journalism or something like that. And it's like, I understand that, but that's so stupid. It's just like, you know, like, they don't actually give you the things that you would like to go for. It's like a very generalized, like, fucking, like peg in the hole type fucking job. You know what I mean? Like, it's so generic and there's no room for, like, a mind to flourish and shit like that.
It's, you know, I want to be a engineer. Well, here, go take this thing in graphic design.
CAD or something.
How is that cool? Well, you draw buildings.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Exactly. Yes, exactly. You might want to draw, but they just generalize it to, like, well, you know, how is this...
Exactly.
How would you turn this into, like, some kind... It's some weird, like, almost like they're trying to, like, put it into the machine, you know, like, how... how does this...
right back into my thing of pushing college so hard.
Yep, that's just another...
It's the machine, man.
Yeah, like, air quotes, machine, but it's as stupid as it sounds. It's
just government.
It's just, like, constantly reinforcing this fucking...
Oh,
holy
my God.
Shit.
Well, I didn't want to freak everybody out.
Too late.
Oh! Where did it go?
Technical difficulties, people.
I mean,
we get a pet.
This might be a good time to wrap it up anyway. We're running on 42.
We never touched on...
Well, there's always episode 3 and episode 4.
Right, I'm just wrapping up real quick while you guys are jumping on the table.
Yep. Well, we
never touched on what jobs you liked, what jobs I liked.
You want to write this down?
Still a ton of stuff that we need to get to as far as content, I feel.
Well, then we could probably, like, take note of it. I don't know. All I'm saying is...
You are focused over there. I get it, guys.
We talked about... Well, we talked about phobias earlier, like how you...
Is that one of them?
Yep.
Yes.
No, totally. Yeah, man.
All right, let's...
We can keep talking if you guys want. Dude, mice...
No, you're good. We'll get them out of here in a little bit.
Oh.
We're just gonna, let you fester.
Oh. All right, guys.
We're gonna wrap up, I guess, guys.
It's been a fun 42 minutes.
It has been great fun. Filled 42 minutes with the...
I'm not saying we have to stop.
Well, no, we got to as far... Just for time-wise. Dude, you're good. I got it. You're good.
No, it's just he doesn't understand.
I know. I see it in your face. You're melting down. You can go in the other room. It's cool.
It's fine. All right.
All right, guys. It's been fun.
Thanks for joining us on this episode of Table Talk, guys. This has been your host,
Corey. King size. What's my name again?
And
Lady Sass.
And myself, Hypergraphia. This is Hypergraphia saying thanks for listening, guys. And this is me ending with a joke, like we started.
Nice joke, babe.
Thanks. Alright, I'm gonna go have a
Kill it!
in the other room.